Hello everybody, it's Joe Knows Cryptos, and it's Tuesday here with my daily crypto update, almost daily at least. So let's see, what can we talk about today? What's going on with cryptos? Saw the market cap drop a little bit, kind of disappointing. I keep thinking that November is going to be a month where it starts to move upward, but looks like we're just gonna have to be patient. Patience is a virtue, and there's a Tom Petty song called "The Waiting," and in it says the waiting is the hardest part. Every day gets more and more hard. You take it on faith, you take it to the heart. The waiting is the hardest part. And guys, that's what we're doing right now. We are waiting for this market to go upward because we all want to make some money, right? So while the market's not doing too much, here's something you could do to get some free money. Well, at least some free Stellar lumins. Stellar is a top. It's at least I think it's a top 10 coin. Yeah, it's a top 10 coin. Excuse me. You can go to blockchain.com. That's blockchain.com. You have to put in your email, click a little terms box that you accept the terms, and hit, I think you have to scroll to the bottom and hit like send or save or something like that. And they will send you $25 worth of Stellar Lumens tokens. Now, it's not immediate. It's what they do is they actually will send you an email when it's time for you to collect your Stellar Lumens tokens. But for 5 minutes worth of work to get $25, it's pretty cool, especially if you like Stellar Lumens. Whether you do or not, $25 is $25. Not too many people give things away for free anymore, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, go to blockchain.com. You may have to look around for a little bit, and this is a limited time or a limited amount of people who sign up type of deal, so you may not want to wait too long if that's something you're interested in doing. All right, let's see. Next thing I want to talk about is Litecoin. Litecoin, guys, is gonna be the coin. Why do I say this? Well, you may have or may not have heard that $65 million worth of Litecoin was sent, and that is a big deal that $65 million worth of Litecoin was sent. But even a bigger deal is that it only cost 50 cents. 50 cents to send $65 million. No banks can compete with that. No Wells Fargos, no Western Unions, Telegrams, nothing can compete with that. I don't even think you could put, if you wanted to send $65 million in cash to somebody, the postage would cost you more than 50 cents, even though you'd never do that, because if someone stole it, it would be gone. But the postage alone on sending that much money would be more than 50 cents. So Litecoin, guys, did it for 50 cents. Something else I want to talk about, why cryptocurrencies are going to be the currency of the future. And this is something that a lot of people don't really talk about. I don't know if it just doesn't occur to them, or they're too worried trying to convince you of other reasons why. But a very big and very important reason is that fiat currency, dollars, especially US dollars, are some of the most counterfeited bills in the entire world. There are countries like Venezuela, Mexico, North Korea. All they do is work on ways to perfect counterfeiting US dollars. Now, and they estimate that, I don't know how much, but millions and millions of dollars worth of money is counterfeit. And spent every year that's collected and then destroyed because it's counterfeit. Now with Bitcoin and Litecoin, first of all, there's a limited number. So, and you can't just copy it and make another one that's a duplicate. You can't counterfeit it. So you can't counterfeit cryptocurrencies like, especially the coins like Litecoin and Bitcoin. They cannot be counterfeited. They're a limited supply. They're cheap to send and receive, especially Litecoin. Can't be counterfeited. So these are all great pluses, not just for people, but for governments also. Governments too, who are worried about their currency being counterfeited. And that's something that I don't really hear too many people talk about, but to me sounds like it would be a very important aspect, and something that governments would definitely want to consider using more Litecoin just for that reason. So I think that is very important. All right, let's see. What else can we talk about today? Not a whole lot of cryptos up. A few are up, mostly down though. And why? I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know if people are. So people, where's all the money going to? It's coming out of cryptos. It's coming out of the stock market. It's not going into gold and silver. Normally, if one thing goes down, another thing goes up. The money has to go into something. Real estate sales are, down. Are people just keeping cash on the sideline? But then I also saw today, if they're keeping their money in cash, they're losing it as well, losing value because the value of the dollar is down as well. So what are people doing with their money if they're not putting it back in the stock market? They were for a few days and then it came back down. I think the top on the stock market is maybe another 800 points higher than it is now, because it seems to be hitting a big time resistance wall. Stocks are one thing where you can kind of look at charts a little bit because there's more money traded, and because there's more money traded, it makes, and they're not predictable by any means, don't get me wrong, I still am not a lover of charts, but in cryptos, such a small amount of money can make a huge impact one way or the other, that because it is such a small market cap compared to the New York Stock Exchange, that a lot of money would have to be put in and out of the stock exchange for it to really move. And now patterns do form when this happens. So it seems like the wall of resistance is right around 26 in the stock exchange, and every time it hits that, it seems to dive like back down into 25, 20, high 24s, and then it goes up and hits that, and then it comes back down. If you're a stock trader, that might be something to look at, a strategy to look at. There's also you can either short the market, or if you want to hedge your money there's DXD, which actually is a stock you can buy, that if the market goes down, DXD goes up. It's like a market short stock. So what do we want to talk about, guys? Anything that y'all want to talk about? I know we've got Backed is supposed to be coming online next month, December 12th. So I'm hoping that gives the market a boost. But at this point, it's getting a little frustrating because we've had lots of good news. We've had Litecoin being available on Facebook, Ripple being accepted by all these banks, a lot of the cryptos with new developments and new technologies and new partnerships, and nothing seems to really be wanting to make the crypto market move upward. It's a thing where I think people are just a little bit afraid to get into cryptos. I think they got hurt too bad. After the big bull run that only lasted, a month or two, and then, people lost, that if they got in late, they lost a lot of money. And I think people are afraid of cryptos a little bit right now, I'll be honest with you. I think that can change if I was going to say if a big name company or investor says that they need to get into cryptos, but I'll be honest with you, some big names have started saying that cryptos are good and worth looking at. Not on a full scale and not in major news articles, but it hasn't really helped the market at all. Oh, one thing I did want to talk about is what a freaking hypocrite I can't think of his name now. Warren Buffett. What a hypocrite Warren Buffett is. Like 2 months ago, he said that cryptos were terrible, the worst thing in the world, worse than rat poison, worse than, he wouldn't waste his time. Bill Gates said the same thing. And now there's a whole city being built in Nevada that's going to be run on the blockchain in cryptocurrencies. And guess who's been investing in it? Warren Buffett. What a piece of he is, huh? That's why you can't trust any of these elite people, because, and you can't believe the news either, because they tell you one thing and they do it intentionally so you don't get into it, so they can get into it first or get into it more, and then when they're into it and they're ready for it to go up, then they come out because they have their influence and say, oh yeah, now's the time to get into cryptocurrencies. I changed my mind, or I've discovered a new blah blah blah, whatever they want to say, whatever kind of bull crap they want to throw at you. And it's terrible. What a piece of he is. All right, I'm going to say that right now. He also owns pretty much 90% of the trailer parks in America. Did you know that? And it's almost impossible for a person, an investor, to buy a trailer park. Did you know that? Because Warren Buffett owns them all and he won't sell them. And if they are for sale, he's had laws passed that make the regulations so difficult to get in to purchasing them that you can't. Because he wants to monopolize everything. He wants to control everything. He wants to control you. He may seem like the grandpa, nice guy, smile. I still live in my original house. You want to know how much time that SOB probably spends in that house? Probably 1 week a freaking year. He probably travels and stays in the finest hotels, eats caviar, and stays in hotels where they change his sheets, clean his room, where he doesn't have to worry about anything. And in hotels where the rooms are probably bigger than his house, he's got so much damn money. And he wants to sound like he's one of us and can relate to us because he still lives in his original house. Man, these people are so full of crap, it makes me sick. That's all I can say, man. All right, well, I'm getting near my time limit here, guys. I love you. Peace out. God bless. And I am a believer in God. Guys, if you're not, that's cool. I wish you were, but maybe one day you will be. Hug your wife, hug your kids, pet your pets, and God bless. Signing out. Bye now.